You say yes when everything in you is screaming no. Someone asks for a favor, and your chest tightens, your stomach drops. But the word sure comes out of your mouth anyway. You bend over backwards for people who wouldn't cross the street for you. And when they're upset, you immediately think it's your fault. You apologize for things you didn't even do. This isn't kindness, this is people pleasing. And it's not a personality trait. It's your nervous system stuck in survival mode. I know because I lived it. I used to make myself small so everyone else could feel big, and it nearly destroyed me. Here's what took me way too long to understand. People pleasing isn't about being a good person. It's about being terrified. When you grow up in an environment where your safety depended on keeping other people happy, where someone's mood could turn on you in a second, where you learned that your needs didn't matter as much as keeping the peace, your nervous system learns something brutal. Your worth is conditional. You become hyper aware of everyone else's emotional state. You scan their faces, their tone, their energy. You twist yourself into whatever shape keeps them calm, keeps them liking you, keeps you safe. Because at some point, not being liked felt like not being safe. And your body remembers that. Even now, years later, even when you're not in danger, your nervous system is still running that program. Most people know about fight or flight. Some even know about freeze. But there's a fourth response that doesn't get talked about enough. Fawn. Fawning is when your nervous system decides that the safest way to survive a threat is to become whatever the other person needs, to please, to appease, to make yourself useful, agreeable, harmless. It's a survival strategy, and it worked. When you were young, when you had no power, when keeping someone else happy meant you gotta stay safe. But now, it's a trap, because you're not that kid anymore. You have agency, you have a choice, but your nervous system doesn't know that yet. It's still operating like your survival depends on saying yes. So your body floods you with anxiety when you even think about saying no. Your heart races, your hands shake. That tightness in your chest, that's your nervous system screaming, "Don't do it, it's not safe." But here's the truth. That danger isn't real anymore, and it's time to teach your body that. Let me tell you something I learned the hard way. Not everyone who calls themselves family acts like it. I spent years thinking the people around me were my people. I thought we were on the same page. I bent myself into shapes I didn't even recognize, trying to keep them happy, trying to prove I was worth keeping around. And when they hurt me, I made excuses for them. I thought I was the problem, that if I just tried harder, loved more, gave more, they'd finally see me, they'd finally treat me the way I treated them. But they didn't, because people pleasers attract takers, and I was so busy performing, so busy being what they needed, I forgot who the hell I actually was. It took hitting rock bottom to realize family isn't blood. Family is the people who show up, the ones who respect your no as much as your yes, the ones who don't punish you for having boundaries. I had to learn that the hard way, and my nervous system had to unlearn decades of conditioning. Here's what people-pleasing actually costs you. You lose yourself. You become a mirror, reflecting back whatever you think people want to see. You have no idea what you actually want because you spend so long asking everyone else what they want. You're exhausted, constantly managing other people's emotions, walking on eggshells, trying to predict and prevent their reactions. It's draining. You're running on empty because you've given everything away. And here's the part that stings. The people you're bending over backwards for, they don't respect you more for it. They expect it, they take advantage. And the moment you finally set a boundary, they act like you're the problem. Your nervous system is stuck in overdrive. You're anxious, hypervigilant, constantly scanning for danger that isn't even there. You can't relax. You can't feel safe because you're still operating Like your survival depends on keeping everyone else comfortable. But you know what? You don't owe anyone your peace. Okay, let's talk about how to actually change this. Because you can't think your way out of people pleasing. You have to retrain your nervous system. Tool number 1, the boundary pause. Next time someone asks you for something and your gut says no, pause. Don't answer right away. Place your hand on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. Take a slow breath in for 4 counts, out for 6. And while you're breathing, ask yourself, do I actually want to do this? Or am I just scared of what happens if I say no? If it's fear talking, that's your nervous system, not reality. Then say this out loud in your head. I'm safe even if they're disappointed. You're teaching your body that saying no doesn't equal danger. That someone else's discomfort isn't a threat to your survival. And then, this is the hard part. You say no. I can't. That doesn't work for me. No, thank you. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't need to justify it. No is a complete sentence. Your body will panic the first few times. That's normal. Let it. Breathe through it. Because every time you do this, you're proving to your nervous system that you can survive their disappointment. That you're safe even when you're not pleasing them. Tool number 2, grounding after the no. After you set a boundary, your nervous system might spiral. You'll replay the conversation. You'll worry about how they reacted. You'll feel guilty. Ground yourself. Press your feet into the floor. Feel the solid surface beneath you. Name 5 things you can see. 4 things you can touch. You're pulling yourself out of the fear story and back into your body. Back into the present moment, where you are safe, where nothing bad is actually happening. You're rewiring the response, teaching your body that boundaries don't lead to abandonment. Tool number 3, build your real family. Surround yourself with people who don't punish you for having needs. People who respect your no. People who don't make you feel like you have to earn your place. Your nervous system co-regulates with the people around you. If you're constantly around people who demand you shrink, your body stays in survival mode. But when you're around people who see you, who respect you, who don't need you to perform, your nervous system starts to relax. You start to feel safe being yourself. That's when healing actually happens. Here's what no one tells you about people pleasing. The hardest person to start trusting isn't other people. It's yourself. Because you've spent so long ignoring your gut, dismissing your needs, overriding your instincts to keep the peace. You don't even know what you want anymore. So you have to relearn it. You have to start listening to that quiet voice inside you that's been drowned out for years. When your body tenses up around someone, that's information. When you feel relieved after someone cancels plans, that's information. When you're giving and getting nothing back, that's information. Stop dismissing it. Stop making excuses for people. Stop convincing yourself that you're overreacting. You're not too sensitive. You're not asking for too much. You're finally starting to trust yourself. And that terrifies the people who benefited from you not having boundaries. Let them be uncomfortable. That's not your job to fix. I had to learn how to protect myself the way I protected everyone else. I had to learn that standing up for myself wasn't selfish. It was survival. And here's the thing. The people who truly love you won't punish you for having boundaries. They won't guilt you for saying no. They won't make you feel like you're too much or not enough. The right people don't need you to shrink. They don't need you to perform. They want you whole, not fractured into whatever pieces make them comfortable. So if setting a boundary makes someone leave, good. They were never your people anyway. Real family, the kind you choose, doesn't ask you to betray yourself to stay. Healing people pleasing isn't about becoming cold or selfish. It's about becoming whole. It's about standing in your own corner, believing yourself when your gut says something's off, loving yourself enough to stop abandoning yourself for people who wouldn't do the same. It's about choosing you, not out of ego, out of self-respect. And your nervous system, it's going to catch up. Every time you honor a boundary, every time you say no and survive it, every time you stop making yourself small, you're proving to your body that you're safe, that you don't need to perform to be loved, that you're enough exactly as you are. You weren't born a people pleaser. You learned it because at some point it kept you safe. But you don't need that armor anymore. You're not that scared kid trying to keep the peace. You're powerful. You get to decide who's in your life. You get to choose yourself. And the people who love you for real, they'll still be there when you stop performing. So drop the act. Set the boundary. Trust yourself. You've been standing up for everyone else your whole life. It's time to stand up for you. If this hit home, drop a comment. What's one boundary you're finally ready to set? Be free.